Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, and honestly, it's kind of not my fault. I have sat down and recorded 3 different videos about Kyle Rittenhouse and the trial, but every time I'd wake up the next morning after filming, a lot of shit would happen every single fucking time. So it essentially made every single video I was recording irrelevant as fuck. Now that it's like the hard part's over, like the big fucking news part of it is over, I figured I'll try this again. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But I will try to give my opinion once more. I need some fucking weed and I'll tell you why in just a second. One moment. Please hold. So I have had this David Bowie video. It's about 27 minutes long in limbo for like a couple days now. I just literally just went to upload it and immediately got hit with like 3 or 4 different copyright strikes to the point where they blocked my video to where no one can view it. I tried like fucking with the footage a little bit to like, I tried to like kind of like trick the like YouTube system whenever the fuck it goes through, and immediately it was just like fucking copyright. Because I went to their rules and it says if you're using the footage for educational purposes, it's allowed. And like technically I was trying to educate people about the 10 best Bowie albums. So I feel like I should be okay, but like they have a fucking stick up their ass the size of fucking China. So I don't know when that video will be going up. I might have to like delete it, take out the parts that they're fucking bitching about that make it so fucking good. It's a good fucking video. I'm proud of the video, but they're gonna fucking ruin it for me. And then I'll re-upload it and then you'll see it. So Kyle fucking Rittenhouse, dude. Ever since it first happened where he killed the fucking child molester and that other piece of shit, like I've been cool with it. I've been good with it. Like I haven't thought that those guys need any kind of like vindication or fucking like justice. Like fuck them. I just want to start off by saying, where I started with my very first video I filmed about this, Kyle Rittenhouse, him getting up on the stand and having a very sad and very real emotional moment. You could tell it was real. I don't think any guy that age would willingly like want to look that way, if that makes sense. Like especially if he thought he was like some badass vigilante like the media tries to portray him to be. Which honestly though, like, dope fucking TikTok name, bro. I felt things I didn't think I'd feel. Like even with me, I have like a pretty like big heart, I like to think. And like even watching like the fucking Batman movies, like if someone dies I'd cry. Even for me, who's that weirdly emotional, like the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, especially over the past years, it like kind of like nothing really happened. It did get very politicized in my own head to where I wasn't really feeling much, just like more so than like knowing. I like knew what's right and wrong, but like I wasn't feeling what's right and wrong, if that makes sense. And seeing how he's so affected when he got up there to talk literally put me in tears for like 10 minutes. I wasn't expecting that, but it was very, very fucking sad in my opinion.
Describe what happens.
Once I take that step back, I look over my shoulder and Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side, and I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski, and there were there were 3 people right there.
Take a deep breath, Kyle.
That's what I run.
We're going to just take time for our break anyway. You can just relax for a minute, sir. We're going to take a break about 10 minutes, and please don't talk about the case during the break. Read, watch, or listen to any comment.
It made it all very human to me again, realizing he's literally, like, he was fucking 17 when this happened. I don't think I'd handle that well at all, especially if like just like the killing part, like the whole like the initial situation, but then everything following. I don't think I'd be able to handle that. That is a fuck ton of shit, emotions, situations, consequences, fucking talks you have to have that are just horrible, I'm sure, at such a young age, and that's so fucked. And then people, including our fucking president, calling him a white supremacist, when literally, if you watch the trial, you know that like they went through his phone, his house, everything he fucking owns. Nothing negative about race was ever found on his part, but one of the guys he killed was in fact yelling the N-word the same night he was killed, so.
You got shoot me, nigga. Shoot me, nigga. Bust on me, nigga, for real.
There's that. In fact, a lot of interesting facts came out. Even though like I already knew like the truth, the more that came out, like it was more undeniable what the jury could possibly go to if they had any dignity, self-respect, or love for the country at all. Such as when it was exposed that Kyle Rittenhouse was not just randomly going Kenosha, because that's their favorite fucking line. He crossed state lines, which by the way, that's not illegal either. But his dad lives in Kenosha. He's a teenager. You think he wouldn't be there? His job was in Kenosha. You didn't think he'd be there? Like, that's like, honestly, as far as he is from Kenosha, from like where his mom lives, I guess, is closer than I am to Phoenix. Like, I live in Goodyear, Arizona, and I'm pretty like close to Phoenix, but that's like even closer. That's one of the dumbest arguments to come from all this, and people really think they're like saying something when they say that. It's like, educate yourself. And I love when people who like clearly haven't read like a single factual thing about this case or watched a single second of the fucking trial, they always have the most to say, now don't they? A lot of them who just like week and a half, 2 weeks ago thought that the victims were black. That's how little they know, yet are running their mouths so fucking frequently. I don't know how you live a life and still have like any dignity when you speak on things and attack people verbally, physically sometimes even, over shit you know you don't know. That's fucking weird, bro. I like that fun moment when it came out that it's like perfectly fucking legal for a 17-year-old to have like this specific kind of fucking gun that he had. Like, nothing he did was illegal. And once I saw that that charge dropped, I was like, because I thought that if anything that'd be best case scenario, the one charge he got, but it was actually one of the first charges to go. So on top of all the like random fucking lies and bullshit that were spewed during the trial, even after he was said to not be fucking guilty by a fucking whole ass jury that deliberated for like 25 hours or some shit, people all through the media and all through the Democratic Party continued to spew literal fucking lies. Like literal fucking lies. Like the biggest and most embarrassing one is when people are saying that all this was sparked by protest of an unarmed lie black man being killed lie. He was not unarmed. Jacob Blake was not unarmed. He definitely is still alive. How do you get that wrong? Like how do you forget the fact so much that you literally call him dead when he's not? That's so fucking embarrassing. There was that time that the prosecutor literally pointed a weapon with his finger on the trigger at the jury. That's awkward.
And drops the fire extinguisher on the ground like this. And then raises his left hand to the gun and points. This is what we see in the video. Him putting the fire extinguisher on the ground and then raising the gun.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. He's facing.
That time when the prosecution tried to use constitutional and very much so legal rights against him to try to convey that he was guilty. Just the whole thing, if you're on that side of it, like if you're on the side that Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer, we're laughing at you. Like we're all laughing at you. Because again, the very least you can do if you're going to talk shit, especially like directly to people about this, why would you do that when you don't know the facts? Like, if you hear that there's like possibly like another side or like facts that you don't know, why wouldn't you look into it? If you're on the side of like calling Kyle Rittenhouse a murderer and you're like a rational person and you hear conservatives or anyone with a fucking like brain, if you hear so many people saying the opposite of what you believe, wouldn't you at least look into that? At least once. Maybe see if there's like any legitimacy. Like, I can't imagine walking around that dumb. Like, by choice. If I don't know something and I get corrected, I'm gonna feel dumb as fuck. But like, I'll admit that I was being dumb and I didn't like fucking know what the fuck I was talking about. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with so many people in this, like, in my generation specifically. It's like, where'd your brain go? Like, I know the education system started to like really turn to shit when we were there, but like, how are you this dumb? Like, one of my biggest issues with this case is the villainization of a 17-year-old kid. I mean, that's what the Democrats would call it when it's a 17-year-old person that's not white, such as, you know, Trayvon Martin and the whole George Zimmerman situation. The way the media kept saying child and kid over and over every time they talked about him. Because he was 17. Well, guess what? Kyle Rittenhouse, same fucking age during this. Like, what's the difference? Because now they're calling him a white supremacist, white nationalist, vigilante. It's
And when I think about this boy, I think about my own kids.
okay, the fact that he gave up his body armor, I feel like says enough about his character. Like, he clearly wasn't expecting confrontation or expecting to be attacked or like expecting any like bad situation if he literally gave up his body armor. Like, it's just the way that they're trying to spew this and the way people are actually believing it makes no sense. Like, imagine being on the side of a pedophile, because that's what they're doing at this point. Saying positive shit about the victims, like, it's so fucking disturbing to see so many people be on the side of child rapists. Even if like you don't think what Kyle Rittenhouse did was like right or necessarily all of it was like reasonable, which I don't get that either, you gotta at least be happy that a pedo's dead. Like, if you're like weirdly sad that a child wasn't convicted and put behind bars for a long fucking time for killing a pedophile who was attacking him, like, are we really sad? Is anyone really sad? Is anyone who's like not a pedophile like think otherwise? And just like the whole fact that they're trying to make this such a race thing when everyone's white, the person who did it was white, people shot were white, and the only person who was saying racist shit was one of the victims. Jacob Blake's family coming out and saying the shit they'd said.
Now you tell us why he got a free ride. His bail money was raised by the Proud Boys, the Ku Klux Klan, the Nazis, the skinheads. Are they plugged up in this courtroom? Do we know the history of this judge? I heard he's been racist as hell to these people in Kenosha for many years.
You can see why Jacob Blake was in that situation to begin with. He's bred from stupidity. That shit's not learned. That's fucking in your fucking genetics. The way that they're speaking, when again, they know Jacob Blake's a shit person. And they want to act like this whole case is about race or has anything legitimately to do with that. As in, Kyle Rittenhouse was trying to help people who like needed help during the chaos that was not stopped by police due to liberal policies, due to the fucking flack the police got anytime they were intervening in anything in that time. Also, like, Kyle Rittenhouse, right after it, tried to like tell the cops and they like basically ignored him. So it's not like he was trying to ever get away with anything. So for people to act like he was like treated special, I think he was anticipating worse. He wasn't ever trying to get away with anything, and I don't think people realize, like, if everyone did that and like didn't resist arrest, like, it would significantly lower your chances of having something bad happen during a police encounter. Like, 1 + 1 = 2, like, don't fucking resist arrest, duh. And if you think that you're being arrested unjustly, guess what? There's a legal system for that. You could fucking sue. Like, getting violent or resisting arrest or trying to run or fucking like trying to, like, in Jacob Blake's case, like, fucking just like take the kids and fucking drive away whilst wielding a knife, like, I don't know what people think, especially in this day and age when technology is so fucking good. I don't know what people think they're gonna get away with, like, when they run from police. Like, they know who you are, they probably know where you live, and, like, where you're gonna take your next shit. There's no point in running. You're dumb as fuck if you run in this time period. It makes no fucking sense. You're either gonna run out of gas or get arrested anyways. End game in that is you're gonna get arrested anyways. So you might as well, if you're so scared of police, stop trying to fight them, bro. Like, stop, like, pulling out knives on them. Like, stop trying to, like, kidnap people and, like, be around people you shouldn't fucking be around, like, legally. Literally none of this would have ever happened if police did anything in any of these situations. Like, if the media and Democratic politicians weren't the way they are, after the Jacob Blake thing, honestly, if people were normal, nothing would have been said about that and it wouldn't even be a big story. Because we would have been like, yeah, that's what happens when you fucking do what you did. But we live in such a fucked up time period that that's the complete opposite of what happened. And I don't know how the country's gonna, like, get any better from this, because people are, like, getting more divided over something that, to me, seems so fucking, like, black and white, which I normally don't see things black and white. I'm a very, like, gray area type bitch, because I have so many fucking feelings in this body of mine. But in this, it's just so black and white. I don't know how you see it the other way. Joe Biden, that embarrassing moment where he called Kyle Rittenhouse a white supremacist blatantly on Twitter last year. He's asked about the case right after the verdict comes in. He's like, you know, the fucking court system does what it does. Well, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I just heard a moment ago.
Do you have any reaction?
I didn't watch the trial, so
Do you stand by your past comment equating him to white supremacy?
Well, look, I stand by what the jury has concluded. The jury system works, and we have to abide by it.
Sanders come out and say that he's upset by it and blah blah blah. It's like, bitch, when you were asked about this in person, you had literally no fucking reaction because you don't know what the fuck's going on.
He put out a statement saying, quote, "While the verdict in Kenosha will leave many Americans feeling angry and concerned, myself included, we must acknowledge that the jury has spoken."
This is a minute story, but I saw many, like, the dumber, like, woke type pages on, like, Facebook and Instagram being proud that Kamala Harris was, like, technically, like, she had the reins to power in the country for, like, a whole 85 minutes. It's like, yeah, that happened, but because our president's old and crusty, and they had to check his butthole. They had to check his colon. He had a fucking colonoscopy. How are you gonna brag about getting power in a time when it's only because someone's literally making sure they don't have, like, butthole cancer? The things they're proud of have hit a new low, because there's literally, like, that's the best thing you got going for you, the best thing you can brag about right now, you're probably on the wrong side. I'm just gonna say that and leave it at that. So let me know your thoughts below. Let me know all your fucking thoughts, opinions, and beliefs down there. Comment, let's chat with each other. Like, I don't even have to be there. Make friends or make enemies, you know, that's completely up to you. Give this video a like if you did in fact like it. If you give it a dislike, go right ahead, because they're gonna be gone soon anyways, so suck my dick. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. You'll see me next time. My whole spiel, you know. Bye, guys.
Is it fair to say that you were very nervous?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we did have you read over your statement, right?
Correct.
And we asked if you knew anything beyond that statement.
Correct.
We didn't ask you to change it.
Yes, you did.